Hey folks, we are back live at I Am Developer Live. I'm your host Nick Taylor, and today I'm hanging out with Will Johnson from Auth0 slash Okta. How you doing today, Will?
I am doing good. Thanks so much for inviting me. Excited to chat with you today.
Yeah, same here, man. Yeah, no, it's good to have you back. It's been it's been a minute. I know you were on stream with me when I was running the Dev 2 stream. So, yeah, thanks for taking the time today too. Yeah, so for folks that might not know who you are, you mind just kind of giving a little bit of who is the man, the myth, Will Johnson?
Yeah, sure. So currently I'm a developer advocate at Auth0. I've been there for a little over a year, started in August of 2021. Um,
Okay.
and it's been quite a whirlwind, just like learning all that like the authorization authentication because I really didn't have any knowledge of it before. So that's been interesting. I've actually really enjoy it. Like just like learning about all the stuff, how the pieces fit together, and all that goes into it. Been pretty fun. Before
Cool.
that, I was at Egghead, doing like mainly community work for them, like hosting like webinars and Twitter Spaces and reviewing the courses and stuff like that. So, um, like content and education has kind of been like my niche. So I thought it was like a perfect way to get into developer advocacy and kind of continue that, with teaching, helping, breaking concepts down. So it's been fun.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no. That's how I first got introduced to you was through Egghead, I believe, and then some mutuals and stuff. And yeah, no, it's great what they're doing over there at Egghead, and it's yeah, I love that you have that educator mindset because that's definitely super important when it comes to a lot of things, but definitely in the developer advocate space. You know, so no, that's super cool. Yeah, so speaking of developer advocacy, you're at Auth0, and today we're going to talk about um, Auth0 Actions. And I guess before we get started, for folks that might not be familiar with Auth0, I guess kind of give the TLDR of what Auth0 is, and then maybe we can talk about what actions are.
Yeah, for sure. So Auth0 is a platform that allows you to add authentication and authorization to your website. We kind of handle all the hard stuff for you, all the different protocols, make sure things are up to date, make sure that it matches with all the recommended specs. We keep the application secure. We actually do like a whole lot more than that in that realm. Um,
Okay.
but as far as like what most people think of, we handle your logging in and logging out for your users, and try to keep them secure for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So you can build the features that matter, right? You're not going to
Yeah.
differentiate yourself on authorization. That's not the thing where people are gonna be like, you know what, I'm signing up for them for that. I love the way I log in there. No one says that. So
Yeah, yeah. No, for sure, for sure. And to your point too, like we were talking briefly before the stream there, but at one point I was working somewhere and we had a custom SAML implementation for single sign-on, and it was buggy, constantly fixing things, and then eventually we went with an off-the-shelf thing. Not Auth0, like I mentioned, but that was because this was a long time ago, and I actually don't think Auth0 existed at this point. Um, but it just yeah, it makes sense. Like don't try and maintain your own like auth thing. Go with people that are the experts in it. Same thing with like security and all that stuff. Like it's not what you really want to focus on, like you're saying. It's like you want to develop some kind of application that will help people for whatever it is, and yeah, leave the boring stuff, like you said, because not boring stuff, but like no, nobody's gonna be like, damn, that was a killer login, like
Yeah. uh,
cool. Cool. Yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. So thanks for the quick explainer there. So we're gonna talk about Auth0 actions today, and I guess for that, like, what are they exactly, or and what can they do for you?
Sure. So Auth0 Actions are a way to customize the actual login experience, like beyond what you can do at already in Auth0, like things that are like out of our feature set. I like to compare it.
Okay.
Let's say if you had um, you say you had a Mexican restaurant that you owned, right? And your customer was like, "Oh, well, could you start serving, Italian pizza, right? You may not be necessarily equipped to do that, but you want to be able to satisfy your customers. And then you would have like different options of how you could do that. You could, buy some pre-made pizza, and just serve that in the store. You can partner
Yeah.
with a pizza shop in town and have them sell their pizza inside of your store, or you can actually, create your own thing, custom pizza thing from the ground up. So that kind of what actions allows you to do, actually to customize like how you're able to have your users log in without like creating a whole another thing. So for example, you can use a no code action to where you just it's like plug and play and you can add
Okay.
those. And then it'll just add the functionality to you, or you can use like someone else's, API, like, like today we're going to use Slack and some things that they have available, or you can use like Stripe or Twilio, whatever these type of services, and use their
Okay.
services in your login. So if you wanted to, add MFA or something like that, depending on the service. Or you can even like write your own custom logic. Like I've seen some people write, like I've seen someone do like an integration to where the person would log in, it would like take that information from like Zendesk and then put it into a CRM for
Okay.
something, or not Zendesk, Zapier, and then like put that information to a CRM from the login. So it's like a lot of
Okay.
different things that you can do with Action just to customize outside of what you normally get handled at Auth0.
Okay, yeah, gotcha, gotcha. So, yeah, so I guess like not to sound too cheesy, but it's like really you can literally do whatever your imagination comes up with, I guess, as long as there's APIs to connect to and stuff. So, and I can totally see that happening where like you have some login flow where you need to create that user in several places, like you were saying in the CRM and stuff. So something like the action Auth0 Actions enables that, or maybe adding some metadata about somebody somewhere else. But no, that's super
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And like Slack, I think we're all, well, most people in the dev world, I would say, are pretty familiar with Slack. So it's kind of fitting that we'll take a peek at integrating it with Slack. Um, okay, cool. So I'm just gonna drop a link to the Auth0 Actions docs in the chat there, if folks want to check that out. And I can switch us over to pairing view here for a minute as I scratch my
All
nose
right.
in between. Um, yeah, like I was gonna say, give Will a follow on Twitter if you aren't already. It's Will Johnson IO on Twitter, and definitely, yeah. And here's the Auth0 Actions doc. So, um, I took a brief look through the docs on Auth0, not like Auth0 Action specifically, but I like that there's a lot of information in here and it seems to be really structured well. The docs, like it looks like a lot of time went into making these really great docs, which I think is super important when you're trying to offer a product. So hat tip to your documentation team. I don't know if you're part of that too, but yeah.
I'm
Okay,
not, but I can I
cool.
can definitely pass it along.
Cool. So I don't know how you wanted to get started. Maybe did you want to? I know you were saying we could look at a GitHub repo maybe as a sample, or did you want to talk about something else before we dive into code? I'm fine either way.
We can just dive straight in. Probably the first thing I have you do is probably like just log into your Auth0 account. And then
Okay.
for the people watching, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to have a sample application that's already configured with Auth0. So to kind of get rid of that part, and we already have application, and then we're going to make it to where when a new user signs up for that application, it'll send Nick and I a Slack message on the Slack uh, channel that we have, and that's not
Okay.
something you
Cool.
can normally do with Auth0. So we're going to use an action to create that custom functionality.
Cool. No, that's awesome. And just I don't know if folks saw that when I was logging in. There's many ways you can log in to Auth0. I just opted for GitHub to make it easy for me. I'm a dev, so that was a nice flow, and I'm already logged in here now. Okay, so here's my dashboard. I guess where do we go to next?
All right. So the next thing is on the left hand side. Go to applications.
Okay.
Yeah, that is left, right? Yeah, and then hit click applications again,
Okay.
and then let's create a new application.
Okay.
And so
Whoops.
this is the Auth0 dashboard for the people who haven't seen Auth0. We can just put Slack test or something
Okay.
for the app name. So we create an application. We're gonna name it Slack test. Select single page application because it's going to be a React sample that I'm going to use.
Okay.
All right, and then click create. All right, and then when it asks you what technology you're using, click React. You see we have a bunch of choices there. So depending on what you choose, you'll be met with a
Yeah.
different screen. And so if you see on the left-hand side, I want to integrate with my app, that'll allow you under the,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
right here.
Okay.
So like this will tell you like how, if you have an application you want to configure with Auth0, how to do that step by step, or you can have a sample app already configured with Auth0.
Okay.
So you can either view that on GitHub or download the sample. But like I sent you that git clone command, you can go to the terminal and clone that and get that up and
Cool.
running.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go ahead and do that. Oh, just got my work open here. I'm little shout out to Remix. I'm finishing up some work to give Edge function support for Netlify. So that's my
Nice.
work plug for today, I guess. But it's all open source, so go feel free to go check it out if you want. Cool. All right. So let me just go to whoops dev streams. Okay, and all right, so yeah, so I'm just gonna clone this repo that you sent me, the
Mhm.
sample, which is the same as the download, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's open that. Auth0. Okay, cool. So yeah, so I have the sample
All
open
right.
here.
All right, and then go to the
Okay,
sample O1,
okay,
and then in your terminal do an npm install, so it'll but in the sample O1 folder.
okay. I see a yarn lock file, so I'll just run yarn, I guess. Okay, that was pretty fast. Oh wast, so I gotta
Is
go in
that in
sample one.
the
So
yeah?
yeah, I was in the wrong. I was like, that's like, I mean, my computer's pretty fast, but it's not.
It's not that
Yeah,
fast.
yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. So this is installing the dependencies for the sample project, and
Hmm.
I see it looks like this probably works on Windows machines too. I see like PowerShell scripts here and stuff too. So that's nice to see that you have it set up for all the OSs.
Yeah. The
All
the
right.
SDK team did a lot of great work on this sample application to make sure it's functional. I mean, I think you can even use it with like with Docker and stuff like that. Like they did a lot of effort to make sure that this is easily accessible.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, it's like, I mean, not everybody's on a Mac, even though like probably a lot of people we know are just cause of dev world. But
Yeah.
yeah, no. I used to have a Windows machine for the longest time, and then in 2010, I I don't know. I've never sold a domain name, but I ended up selling a domain name, and I made like 4 grand off of it, and
Oh
I paid
yeah.
like I paid like $20 for it. So like I was like I was like, okay, I've never owned a Mac. I've had used laptops forever. I'm like, I'm going all out. So I bought a 2010 MacBook Pro at the time, and I was like, I'm gonna build iOS apps. I got the Mac. I never built an iOS app, but I fell in love with Mac. So,
Yeah.
oh,
That's pretty
cool.
cool. That's a better return than Bitcoin. $20 to
Yeah,
4,000.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's fun fact. It was something I ended up selling to Microsoft. I didn't know it at the time, but
Ah,
I used to own the domain html5.ca, which is a Canadian domain,
mm,
and I really did have intentions of blogging and stuff, but like this was like when HTML5 was big, so it's like I'm gonna write blog posts about it, and oh hey Becca, and I never ended up doing that. I mean, I ended up blogging years later, but yeah, it was definitely a nice return. 4,000 in exchange for losing $20. I think it was pretty worth it. So
yeah, it's a W. And what's up, Jess Temporal? That's my teammate. What's up? Thanks for
yeah, yeah,
showing up. What's
yeah.
up,
Thanks,
Becca?
thanks for joining. Yeah, no, yeah, always great having folks in the chat here. Okay, so yeah, so we got all the dependencies installed here. So I guess where do we head to next, or what do we do next?
All right, so next we're going to go to the source folder,
Okay. Oops.
and then you can make a copy of that auth_config.json.example,
Okay. Yeah.
or I don't even like you could probably just remove the example off of it, copy
Okay. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. We got time. We got time. All
Yeah.
right. Cool. Let's skip that. Okay. Okay. So all right. So we got that here. I'm just going to make sure that because I'm gonna have to put keys in here. I'm assuming. So there's where I have a where is it toggle?
Well, now
Okay.
we're not really gonna put any secret stuff in here, but like
Okay. Cool.
it's probably visible, yeah. So the
Okay.
audience for so since we're doing a single page application, and we're not like using like an API for a backend or anything like that, so we can remove audience from this.
Okay. Okay, so this is going to be kind of more like I've seen this with stuff like Firebase, where they just give you a client ID, which allows you to connect, but it doesn't. It's not really a security issue. It's just a token you can use on the front end. Is that it?
Yeah, this
Or
is for this application to be able to communicate with Auth0. So we're going to link this application with that account that you created in Auth0. So
okay,
that domain and client ID, you will go back to Auth0
okay,
and then scroll and go to settings,
okay,
and then the domain
uh,
and the client ID. You can get both those values from there.
okay, cool. There and client ID, cool.
All right, so make sure that those are saved.
Okay, that's all
And
done.
all right, and then let's go back to Auth0
Okay,
and scroll down,
okay,
keep going. So here, right here. So go up to where it says callback URLs or allow callback
okay,
URLs. So you can put in there localhost 3000.
okay. That'll be, I guess, what Create React app or React is doing for the
Yeah,
local host. Yeah.
yeah. But of
Okay.
course, if you're using a production website, you want to put your URL. So yeah.
Cool. Cool.
And so basically, this is where the user will be redirected to after they've authenticated. So for the people who don't know, when you use Auth0, um, so let's say you have a website, you connect it to Auth0, you're using us for your authentication and authorization. When you click login, right, you don't have to create a login form and all of that type of stuff. You'll get redirected to Auth0, and we create a login page that you use. It's called the universal login. So this
Okay.
this URL here is where you'll go after you authenticate with the universal login. So
Cool.
just
Cool. Yeah,
for the
that makes
people who don't
sense.
know. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Then
No.
same.
Perfect.
All right, and then the
Uh,
same thing for allow logout URLs.
okay.
And of course, this is when you click log out. This is where you want the users to redirect it to. So that could be the back to the login page or whatever. And then for the next one, allowed web origins, you put that as well,
Okay.
localhost 3000. And so since this is a React single page application and you're going to make this call basically from the front end, this is why you want to have that, because if not, you could get like, chorus errors and, stuff like that. But if you were using
Okay.
something like, like Node or something, or Express, right, for this, you wouldn't have to fill out the allow web origins part.
Okay, yeah, yeah, because you're on the back end, so there's no cores issue because you're calling it from your own back end. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All
Awesome.
right. So then scroll down and save these values.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's all set up.
All right. So now let's see, if our application runs and redirects us to the universal login.
Okay.
So
So,
I use run SPA, but you're
okay.
using yarn, so I don't know if the command is different or not. I use
Is it in the
npm run
back end?
SPA. Yeah.
Okay, it's in here. Oh, SP. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So I have a shortcut for yarn just called Y. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yarn SVA. Here we go. Cool. Something is already running on port 3000. I don't think I have anything else running on port 3000, but um, let me just check real quick. There we go. I don't know what was running, but something was. Maybe, maybe there was some shady Bitcoin miner on my computer or something. Um, okay. Oh, hey, how's it going, B1 Mine? Okay, so we got a white screen here, so I don't know if that's because it didn't build, but okay, there's no errors. Let's come back here. It said it started the development server. Oh, it took a second. Sorry. There, now it's working.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, this is a React sample project. If you haven't used Auth0 before, it's a sample project already configured with Auth0. So you don't have to,
Okay.
you know, download the SDK and add the providers and stuff like that. So I feel like this is like the best way when you're showing like our other features outside of logging in. I feel like the sample app is the best way to kind of skip all of that and get you to the features and stuff. So that's why I like using the sample apps.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, for sure. No, it makes sense.
all right, so
Okay.
hit
So,
login just so I can make sure it goes to the universal login. Okay, so yeah,
okay.
this is the Auth0 universal login. We didn't build this login page. This is you can customize this, but this is like the generic universal login page for everyone for a application.
Okay.
All right, so now we can. Is everything cool so far? Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's pretty seamless. Aside from me having something shady running on port 3000, whatever that was, but
All right.
cool.
All right, cool. So the next thing we're going to do is, so we have our application, it's configured with Auth0, it goes to the universal login. So the next thing we want to do is, we're going to start now with the process of creating an action that's going to
Okay.
send a Slack message when someone signs up for that new site that we have just configured with Auth0.
Okay,
All
gotcha.
right, so the first thing you need to do is create a Slack webhook. So you do that by going to
Okay.
api.slack.com.
Okay. Actually, let's just do api.slack.com, except I'm not typing dots. Slack.com. Okay, cool.
All
Okay.
right, cool. So then you would click on create an app. Then it should bring up a modal. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it says from scratch is what we click.
Okay.
All right. And name it whatever you want. Action
Cool.
Slack action, whatever.
I don't know why is it not letting me type. For some reason, it's not letting me type. What's going on? I think did my browser freeze? What's going on here? I can, yeah, I think my browser froze, I think. Hold on a sec here.
It's all
Okay.
good.
Here, let's just open up another one. api.slack.com. Okay, create an app. Whoops. Scratch. Okay, I don't know what was up there. All right, super Slack app. All right, okay.
All right.
All right, so we have just for folks who are checking the stream out, I created a demo Slack, just called it Auth0 demo with Will, and that's what we're gonna be working in today. I don't think Netlify would appreciate if I started creating test apps in there. So cool. All right, so I guess just go ahead and click create app here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
Okay.
click that thing off or exit out or whatever, and then click on incoming webhooks, which will be like in the
Okay.
middle of the screen. Yeah, it was on the side too. All right, and then
Okay.
click that on that toggle button.
Okay.
All right, then once you got the toggle button on at the bottom there, click add new webhook to workspace. I think that's what it says. I can't see on my notes or on your screen. And then select which channel
Yeah.
you wanted
Okay.
to
Yeah.
go to. I guess demo
Okay.
since I filled up general with stuff.
Okay. Cool. All right. Say allow.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah, so yeah, click allow, and then you'll get now it'll be a Slack hook web URL. So copy that. That does contain a secret, so yeah, just hit copy, and so it doesn't show the rest of that or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. All right, so now that you have that, now we can go back to Auth0 to actually create the action. And I feel like this is a good demo that shows you like the power, of actions. We're able to, store secrets. You're able to download NPM packages. It's just like really, really cool what you can do outside of the context of logging in. All right,
Yeah.
so
No,
on the
for sure.
left-hand side screen, go to the icon that's below the shield
Okay.
down,
Yeah.
down, down, right here. Yeah, actions. That's the actions icon. And then click library,
Okay.
and then click build custom. So this year we're going to build a custom action.
Okay.
Um,
Just gonna give it a. I imagine I can name it anything.
yeah. And
Okay.
then for the trigger though, click the trigger and click post user registration. So with actions, there are different trigger points where you can activate actions on. So the first one you see is log in, post log in. So this is when someone logs in. So the site, of
Mm-hmm.
course, this is like M to M. So like machine to machine client credentials. So this is when you're exchanging tokens with like CLIs and stuff like that.
Okay.
Pre-user registration. This is before they get saved to the database, right? You might want to send them to do like a consent form or something like that before you have them
Okay.
become a user. Post-user
Yeah.
registration. This is the one that we're going to use. Then a post-change password. You might want to send an email saying, "Hey, your password was changed" or something like that. And then send
Okay.
phone message if you want to do like custom MFA. So there's like 6 different triggers throughout the authentication flow or authorization flow
Okay.
that you can use to customize. So today we're going to use post user registration after the user is completed and saved to the database.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. No, this is great. All these hooks into the whole like user creation or login flow. This is super useful. Like we were saying at the beginning there, like if you needed to add some metadata about somebody or like you were just saying
Mm-hmm.
the consent form, because if they don't consent, then you can just say, hey, well, we're not going to create the user and stuff. So that's kind of nice because it's the you're extending Auth0 without letting people kind of meddle with the internals, which is a good pattern.
Hmm.
So that's super cool. For the runtime, I'm assuming we're gonna use Node 16. That's pretty
Hmm.
standard right now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I'll go ahead and click create, I guess,
Yeah.
and cool.
All right,
Okay.
so this is the editor. This is a Monaco code editor. So, the same, I believe it's the same thing VS Code uses, like under the hood or something like that. Someone told me. So I'm
Yeah.
just going to go with it. So you have one function, the on execute post user registration. So
Okay.
each of those different triggers have a separate function for, what they're corresponding to. And then there's an event and an API object. The event object has like information about like the user at the time and like different things that are going on. And that's like the
Okay.
main one we're going to use today. But yeah, you can in here, you can, write your custom logic. It's hosted on Auth0. You don't have to, worry about going into your code or, messing up, some stuff you got going that's running live. Like it's basically a serverless function in the
Okay.
context of Auth0. So it's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
just kind of go over some of the things on the left side, right? There's like the play button. That's what you use to like test action before you
Okay.
like deploy it and things like that. The key is where you will keep like the secrets, and then like the box thing is where we would download npm packages.
Okay.
And then at the any questions or anything?
No, I was just gonna say this is super nice that you don't even have to open up an editor to actually do these custom things with actions. That's kind of nice that it's built in like right within your dashboard. That's super nice, I think, in terms of experience.
Yeah, I agree. And then like you can like focus, like I'm coming in to do this one thing, right? It doesn't have to really interact with other parts of your code. It's like super isolated, and you can focus on making this particular feature work. So I really like that experience as well.
Yeah, I
Because
guess
I don't know.
yeah, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Sorry. Oh, I was just gonna say, like obviously we're doing a demo right now. If we were to go to production, like I imagine, like somebody could say, like I have like my dev environment or my staging environment before we go to production. So like you could test this like within those different environments. I imagine it's not just production or
Correct. Yeah. So,
yeah.
um, like you see at the upper left corner where it says like development under your like domain name, right? So
Oh
you can
yeah,
have
yeah.
like two different tenants as well. So you can have like a development tenant or one that's ready for production. We actually suggest that you do that so you can like test things out. Um,
Okay.
and even here when you test it, you can like test out the actions and stuff before you actually like deploy them to a site. um, so you have some options there.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Cool. Cool.
just real quick on the version history. So the buttons up here on the top right, version history. You can have different versions of Action. So if you want to go back to a previous version, you can literally go at a click of a button to go back to that previous version. You can save
Okay.
drafts, and then also when you're satisfied with it, you can deploy it and then be able to use it in the drag and drop editor that we have that actually show you later.
Okay. Uh,
All
I
right.
see people are trying to use a lurk command, and I don't know what it is, so I'm gonna drop the commands that I have. Maybe I should implement a lurk command because your coworker Jess and B1 Mine were trying to use it. So I think B1 Mine was just trying it out for fun. But anyways, I'll put it on my to do list. Create a lurk command. So
All right.
cool, cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
I kind of wanted to
so
slow
yeah.
down because I feel like I was going too fast. So kind of wanted to like slow down and just let things process.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, no, just to reiterate, like I was saying, I love that you can do this right within the dashboard. I think everything's been pretty straightforward so far. you know, it's it's not low code, but you know what I mean. It's kind of like a mix. I feel of like low code slash whatever you call high code. I don't know, or but no, it's
Medium
like
code.
yeah, medium medium code. No, in terms of in terms of the developer experience so far, I'm finding it very straightforward. So that's nice. So hat tip to your team about that. Um,
Nice, nice. I'll let the
yeah.
actions team know. I'm in contact with them quite a bit. Me and the actions team is like we did like a presentation together in
Okay.
Seattle for our Dev Days event. That was pretty good. So yeah, good people. We've been sharing a lot of things back and forth. So I will definitely pass that on.
Yeah, that's I'll drop a link to that. That was it's Developer Days 2022. I just found it on I think this is it. Regional events okta.com Developer Days 22. I don't know
Yeah,
if that's
yeah.
it. Okay, cool,
And
cool.
I
Yeah,
think
check that out.
they're doing one tomorrow, or unless it's already tomorrow in Amsterdam.
Okay.
But I don't know what the time zone is over there. So it's either today or tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I know there I think there was one in London recently, right? Or like in the
Yeah,
UK somewhere. Yeah,
yeah.
cuz
It was. Go ahead.
I was gonna say my CEO from Netlify, I believe, attended that, and I don't know if there was something going on with Netlify or if he was just attending, but he said it was like a great event. So
Nice, nice. Yeah, we did four. We did Seattle, Sydney, Berlin, and London. Yeah.
okay, and so what are the because I've never been to one. So what are the developer days exactly? Is it just it's just showcasing all the product features you have, or is it like workshops, or what is it exactly?
Um, it's a little bit of everything. So I mean, we gave talks right on like different identity topics. The main thing that we're pushing for is like passwordless logins, but especially using like biometrics and stuff like that, because
Yeah.
passwords are just not it. Like let's be honest. I don't think anyone likes passwords. Um,
Yeah.
I don't, right? Like it's too many to remember, and then you make a password, and then you got remember it was you had a password soccer. Oh, you got to add a number. Then everyone did soccer one. Oh, you got to add special character. Then they did soccer exclamation point, right? It's like, and they were passwords are easy to figure out, and if you make it too complicated, then you can't remember it, and then you create another password, and then they'll say, "Oh, your last password can be the same as your new password," and you're like, "Oh my god, like why am I doing this?"
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I actually worked for McAfee like in 2017, and I was working on their password browser extension, so kind of like LastPass or One Password.
Hmm.
And like even with a password manager, like I know at the time we were looking at biometrics already then, well, I'm sure people were looking at it before maybe too, but to your point, like even with a password manager, it's like the biometrics are it's just so much more elegant. Like at Netlify we use Okta, so like I have like one of these like a YubiKey, and like
Hmm.
I don't have to use it all the time because like once you're set up, it's more for like if I were to grab a new device now. But on the Macs you have like the fingerprint, or like I have it's an older iWatch, but I use it to log into stuff all the time. I can just click twice on my phone
Hmm.
on my watch, I mean, and it's definitely a nicer experience, like so yeah, I'm really curious going forward because I know there's a lot of people trying to get passwordless stuff happening like mainstream, but it's security's always been I mean, I'm by no means a security expert, but like I think I think the thing that's always been interesting about security is, you want like people want strong security, but they want simplicity, and those things are
Yeah,
conflicting. Like
exactly.
like nothing against my mom, but like I've set her up with a password manager. She never uses it, you know. It's like it's like people just want simple stuff, so like tapping or biometrics or whatever, it definitely seems way more appealing for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I plan on doing a lot more talking about that next year. Like I plan on applying to a lot more conferences and talking about, um, like biometrics. And there's I don't know if you know, but there's a browser API called the Web Authentication API, or WebAuthn for short, that
Okay,
allows
yeah, yeah.
people to that allows developers to actually create these, and actually a fairly simple API. It only has two calls, and then the return that you get from that call, well, it returns a promise, and then you send that to the back end, and do some stuff with that info. But I plan on talking about that a lot more next year. I plan to speak at least like 5 different comps, about WebAuthn, just to kind of let people
Okay.
know how we can move forward, and get rid of passwords for good.
Yeah, no, no, for sure. Yeah, I don't know much about WebAuthn, but I know my coworker Jason Langsdorf, who I think he had a stream recently with I'm trying to remember her name, Joyce Park, I think, Trout Girl on Twitter. I think they did one. I caught part of it, and they were talking about WebAuthn. So, but and it makes it's nice that it's going to be native, or already is native in the browser, so it's not like something you have to hack around to get it working. So I I'm I don't know if it works in Safari. I feel like not throwing shade at Safari, but I know they're a bit behind on some things. So I don't know if it's available in there or not. I'd have to check that out. But yeah, no,
Yeah, I believe it's a
you believe it's a what, sorry?
I believe it does work in all browsers. I believe now certain things, like, because they add like new stuff to it, so everything may not work.
Okay.
Because like there's this thing called like resident keys, and basically it lets you it lets you get rid of even having a username. Like literally, you just use your fingerprint or face scan or whatever, and it logs you straight in. And I don't think
Yeah, yeah.
that's on everything, but
Okay.
because that's like a fairly new development. But if you wanted to know more, I'm gonna put a link to the webauthn.me. It's a
Oh,
page
okay.
that my teammate Sam created, and it kind of goes over WebAuthn a little bit, and kind of like demos how easy it is to set it up. So if people want to know more about WebAuthn, which is my current favorite thing, they can look there.
Yeah, no, it's this I like the look of the site too. It's looks really sharp. Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
Auth0
Yeah.
has a really good design team. I'm always impressed with the stuff they make.
Yeah. Come clean up my website, please.
All
Cool, cool.
right.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
Okay,
so I
so yeah,
guess we
I
can get back
guess
to action stuff. Yeah.
yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, so you were saying for example, the event, that's where you have a lot of information about the user and maybe a few other things.
hmm
So I guess we'll hook into that, I imagine, because we want to do some stuff by adding. Are we gonna add a user to Slack, or what are we gonna do with the Slack integration exactly?
So it's going to send a message to Slack when somebody logs in. So let's say, say
Oh, okay.
me and you had a small business selling candles that smell like programming languages, right? So every time someone signs up for, to buy our candles, the JavaScript one probably wouldn't smell the best, but uh, you know I
Yeah.
think Ruby would smell the best, but that's personally. Anyway, but someone signed up for our business and wanted to buy our programming candles. We would be excited to know when someone signs up. So in this case, we would have it send us a Slack message, since we're always on Slack anyway, and then that way we can whether just cheer, like, hey, we got another one, or send them a message or retarget them, whatever.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
so we're
And
gonna send a message when someone signs up. All
Cool,
right.
cool.
So the first thing that we want to do is actually add that webhook URL that we got. So click the key on the left hand side of the editor.
Okay, I should
The
do that
second
off screen,
one,
I guess, or
no, when you paste it in, it's blanked out already.
oh, okay, already that's a nice user experience. Okay, great. I think I copy pasted something else, so give me a sec
Okay.
here. Let me copy it just so all of a sudden we're not going to be like, why is it not working? Okay,
Yeah.
so and what do we call the key here? It's just
Well, I have it as Slack webhook URL, all caps, and then
okay,
underscore between each word.
okay. Slack webhook underscore URL.
AJC,
Okay.
what up?
Yeah.
All right,
No.
then
Hey,
click
Anthony.
click
Cool. Let's
create.
click create.
All right,
Cool.
so then that added the secret, so that way that webhook URL is saved securely on Auth0. And
Okay.
then you go down to the box one right under there,
Okay.
and then you want to add the Slack notify npm package. So it's just a node wrapper that allow you to send Slack messages.
Okay. Is it
And then
just like
just keep
that? Slack
version.
dash.
Mhm.
Is it just like that? Slack dash notify or?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, and then
And
click create.
okay.
Yeah, to keep the version, it defaults to the latest. All right.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. No. Good to see you
All
too,
right.
Anthony. All right. I don't know if that good to see you is for you, Will, or me, or both, but cool. All right. So we got that here. Okay.
He,
So that's
he's
installed.
excited for our
So
candles.
yeah, exactly. I'm retiring after this stream, folks. You know. Uh, cool. Okay, awesome. So we have the secret here now. So that'll be as an environment variable, I guess. The Slack underscore webhook underscore URL.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So thank you for do. So this is basically, this is Node, I guess, running in the browser. So we want to require the Slack notify
Okay. Oh yeah. Just put that in
npm package.
quotes. Okay. So there we go. So I pulled that in. Okay. All right. So we got that there now.
All right. So then inside of that, um, then we want to get the webhook URL. I'll send you that piece of code too.
Okay.
It's easier to copy paste than to
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Cool.
explain everything or have you click everything.
Cool. Okay.
All
So
right, so
we'll
yeah, so we
initialize it.
use
Okay.
the event object dot secrets, then that'll give you the access to the Slack webhook URL, and then we're just going to assign it to Slack, and we'll access it that way.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
And is that pretty much it,
Mm.
or we're all
So the
done?
next
We can
thing,
retire. We can retire.
almost we getting close. All right, so the next thing then we want to do is create a message variable, and then we're going to just set that to say it's a new user, and then use the event
Okay.
object to get their email address, and then have that display in Slack.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah,
Okay.
so to be, yeah, I'm sure that makes sense to your everyday developer. Uh,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this will be the message that pops up in our demo channel once we get that up and wired.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then the last
Cool.
thing we're going to take that the Slack notify npm package, and send a success message, and then inside of it it'll be some text that will set to the message variable that we just set earlier.
Okay. Cool. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So I guess it's Slack dot success because it's assuming that it successfully, that's hard to say, successfully connected to Slack.
Yeah, exactly. And
Okay.
they also has like Slack.bug and Slack.alert that you can use for that. But since I'm fairly confident this is going to go through, I think we'll just stick with Slack.success, and then we'll
Yeah.
pass in the message the message wherever we want to be as the text.
Okay, cool.
All right. So if so the next thing that we'll do, we're just going to test it just to see if it works. So you can click the play button on the upper left of the editor,
Okay.
and then scroll down on that and hit run.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to Slack and to see if if that
Oh yeah.
went through or not.
Where's it? There we go. Demos. There we go. Wait. Is
Yeah,
that the?
that's
Oh yeah.
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
see, it's the email from the that's in the test environment.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I was like, I don't remember setting up a JSmith. So okay, cool. So no, this is yeah, yeah, if we just pause for a minute, like we wrote very little code to do this and we've already got a Slack integration. Like obviously we're putting a simple message in here, you know, just new user or whatever, but it, you know, it's pretty powerful like with just that little snippet of code that we added in the action that we can do something like this. Because I know, like at least at Netlify, and I'm sure other shops too, we have lots of integration with the Slack APIs. You know, like when we have builds going on or whatever, like we, you know, new users or whatever. So like this is it's just really nice that this wasn't that difficult to do. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, Actions is very I feel like they're intuitive, and allows you like a lot of power, especially when you think of like, you know, the APIs you can implement it to. You can have multiple actions on one trigger. So I mean, you can have up to 20. We recommend like 2 to 3 max.
Okay.
But yeah, you can, you know, have someone log in, sign a consent form, then, you know, link to, you know, watch a video first, and then
Mm-hmm.
come back and then have them, you know, added to the database or something like that. Like it's a lot of just like custom stuff that you can do. Is really, really exciting.
Yeah, no, no, for sure. And like we're using Slack right now, which is a great example. But you were I can't remember if you were mentioning this at the beginning of the stream or if we talked about this briefly before, but you know, like hooking into Zapier or something, and then all of a sudden you can do whatever you want in Zapier once you got that information, you know. So there's like
Yeah.
just it gets back to the you know you can kind of do whatever your imagination kind of
No,
wants to do basically. I'm gonna sound cheesy for a sec there, but
it's all good.
cool,
We all
cool.
need a
Okay.
little cheese. It has protein.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Okay, so we've run the test here now. So if we want to go ahead and I would guess is the next step we want to deploy this and then see it work with
Yeah.
our demo. Okay.
Yeah. So hit deploy in the upper right, and then it's going to bring a
Okay.
little, what they call those, toast. Click add to flow.
Okay.
I skip that.
Uh,
All
okay.
right. So this is, let's X that out too.
Okay.
All right. So this is a like how you actually add the action to your the flow of your application. So
Okay.
you can choose different flows, but this took you right to the post user registration flow after, you know, the user's been saved to the database.
Yeah.
This is where you want the action to run. So you can take that custom action right there at the it's right there at, it's a square on the right. Go down some.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
custom
So
awesome
yeah.
action, yeah. So you can grab that and drag it here to
Okay.
the
Right in the
middle,
middle, I
right?
guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so then click apply.
Cool.
And so just like that, once you register a new user and they're saved to the database, this action will run. That's all it took to actually run the action. So if you
Okay.
could go back to the application or go back to the app. Um,
Okay.
and we probably might want to restart the restart it.
Oh, restart the app. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Give me 1 sec here. Okay, let's bring that in here, and I'll split it with. Let me just so we can kind of see it in action. Here's the Slack. I'm just gonna put them in side by side here, and
All right.
oops. Okay, and let me just close the side here, just so we can kind of see it happen in real time. So, okay, so I guess we're gonna do the sign up flow. Is that what we're
Yeah,
gonna do?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so I'll put my nick at imdeveloper.com. Thank you for showing a password, one password, but I'll scrap this. I'll change this after, but anyways, yeah, okay, we're not gonna, yeah, sure, whatever. Um, okay, at least 8 characters, and okay, let me up my, you know what? I'm just gonna type in one. One, two, and, and okay, cool. Okay, let's continue. Ah, there we go. So you can see on the right there, and it was pretty instantaneous. It added me right away.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's super cool. Okay, what's this? Access? Yes, sure, you can access my email. Oh, sure. Okay, cool. So I'm logged in to the sample app. We saw that the post user registration action kicked in and it added over there. And again, I gotta reiterate how well that was pretty seamless, but also just how the developer flow to do all this was pretty straightforward, and I didn't really feel any friction in this, you know. So it was, again, hat tip to yourself and the actions team on this. This is like super nice flow here.
Cool, cool. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really trying to like it's great because as a developer advocate and someone who's teaching, right, you want to like do things that you're passionate about, but as a developer advocate, like you also want to do things that the company is passionate about. So I'm
Yeah,
really
yeah,
happy because I get to the company is really trying to promote actions as well as like the passwordless login, and I'm really passionate about actions. So it's like my passion also helps the company. So I'm like really excited about that little dance between the two. I get to talk to people about actions. They get to give me feedback. I get to make the product better. It's like really good, and it I never feel like forced or anything. Like I'm literally just having a great time doing something I love, and it's benefiting
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's work is always awesome when you're having fun doing it. Same for me at Netlify. I'm loving the crew I'm working with, and it's just fun. Obviously I'm busy and there's work to do, but really enjoying it, and it's great to see you're enjoying what you're doing too, and it's definitely coming across when you're teaching this stuff too. So that's cool. Awesome.
Great
So
thing.
okay, all right, so we've got that going on there. That's the sample app. Now, obviously, for the demo purposes, the sample app was a great way to just demonstrate all this. If if I were to say like I've got an existing site or I'm going to create my new app and I want to, well, I'm assuming I'm using Auth0. I want to use Actions. So at that point, is it more a question of just downloading the SDK, or what's the flow there for that?
So just to make sure I'm clear, so if you already have like you have an Auth0 account, but you haven't like hooked it up to anything, and you want to hook your application up to Auth0. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I have an existing app or I'm gonna create one, and then I'm going with Auth0 for the login and authentication and everything, and then because I'm planning on using Auth0 Actions, because like I've been given an awesome demo by Will and Nick here, and I'm totally convinced I want to use this now. So like you're obviously not gonna pull the demo app to do that. So
hmm
is it do you just head over to the Auth0 Actions docs, or and then like can you download the SDK from there, or what do you like? What's the starting point if you have an existing application? That's my long way of saying that.
All right. So I feel like the best way at this point would be to, and I'm going to send a link in the Twitch chat, is to go to
Okay.
our developer resources. And this will
Okay.
guide you. And this was made by one of my teammates, Dan Arias. And
Okay.
it's, has several different, technology stacks, and it'll tell you how to implement Auth0 from start to finish,
Okay.
from scratch to not know anything about Auth0, and by the end you'll have a authenticated app.
Okay.
So that'd
And
be
this
the
is cool. I
best
like
place to
this.
start.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, and I like how you can just kind of it's kind of like an e-commerce site when you're looking shopping for stuff. So like I can literally go like, okay, I'm gonna make a regular web app. I want JavaScript, and then I'm gonna use React, and then basically, okay, saying no results found. Is that
Yeah. Now this is uh fairly new, so certain stuff
oh,
could
okay.
be added, but I know that at least in the React guide it has you can use like an Express API with that. I think that's complete. So but yeah, it's fairly
Okay.
new. Well, stuff is definitely being added, but it's a good way.
Okay, yeah, no, but yeah, no, that's cool. Don't, no worries. Okay, so okay, because this is showing for backend, I guess, because it's using Express. Um, but yeah, no, regardless, what I was just getting across is it's nice that you can just pick the things here. So no, this is cool. And then you go from there, and then I can continue on. And then oh, okay, that's even better. It gives you a full blog post and like stuff to go ahead and do it right away. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just like download this and go check out the docs. It's nice. That's nice that it goes straight to a blog post actually. And
Yeah. Usually with
Anthony's
all the
saying, sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, usually like all of the guides are like not like docs, they're more like written out with like instructions and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. No, this is good though. Yeah, and this is super helpful because like when you're trying to pick things like there's less searching involved because you're just going like check, 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 and like you're off to the
hmm
races kind of. Yeah, I was gonna say before Anthony's like, hey, we should get Redwood in there. I'm assuming Anthony's on the Redwood core team there,
Yeah,
so he's
yeah.
so that's his friendly nudge, I guess.
I mean, we are like working, so we have like a team for like JavaScript stuff. So I could definitely bring that up in our next meeting. I mean, I know that you can. I see in that link you posted, you were you using the single page application, the JavaScript single page application SDK, and that is something you could use with Svelte. I haven't heard anyone talk about Solid internally, if I'm being honest. But
Okay.
again, in our next meeting, I can always bring it up. Either a way to, even if they don't have a straight up Solid SDK, how can we use the single page application SDK to use it? So I'll
Yeah.
get some more info on that for you.
Yeah, it's Solid's just another well, not just another, but it's a newer framework, a JavaScript framework. This is stuff I work in all the time. So, and I actually work with the creator of that project. So,
Yeah.
if you've done React, it's something that you'd be familiar with. It uses JSX. There's different concepts, but like if you were coming from React, you would probably kind of ease into Solid pretty well.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
and yeah. Okay, no,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
this is awesome.
Yeah, if
Um,
we did a Svelte SDK, like a dedicated one, I would go so hard on that. I love Svelte. I haven't used it in a long time, um,
okay.
maybe like 2 years, and I know it's probably even better now. Like I love Svelte.
Yeah, I think there's Svelte Kit and they're getting pretty close I think to a 1.0 release. There's been like changes and stuff, but I think it's coming soon. Um yeah, and I did a couple streams with Svelte and I like the feel of it too because it was I think part of it was it just seemed like I was just writing regular JavaScript in a lot of cases. Like you're just
Yeah,
creating the variable and then it's the reactive and stuff. But like it didn't seem like I would like I found the learning curve having like web dev experience and just looking at it. I felt like I was up and running pretty quickly with Svelte. So that was definitely something I liked about it.
yeah, I agree, and I don't know if it's changed in a while because I learned it when I was just learning web development. I was like pretty
Okay.
new. Maybe I was like I don't know. I think I was like 8 months in of learning, and it just reminded
Hmm.
me of when I was first learning how to code, and like everything with the CSS and the HTML and the JavaScript was all in one file, and it just felt so easy, like so comfortable.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's changed since then because it's like it was like 2 years ago, but I just really was comfortable using it and just felt like everything was organized really really well, and even like changing the variables like crazy easy instead of like the whole use state
Yeah.
thing and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, no, it still has. I haven't done a ton of Svelte, but when I was looking at it, you still have stuff in the same file, so you can have your JavaScript or TypeScript in there. You have a section for your markup for the component, and then you have your scope CSS. So it's it's nice in that respect too. Getting back to what you're saying, like the old days of web dev. Like I wrote a small app recently because unfortunately Twitter's closing like the review newsletter thing. So I wrote a small
Mm.
app to just like export your stuff and I did it all. I have a serverless function in it, but aside from that everything else was in like one page. I had like an index HTML, all my CSS, my JavaScript, and yeah, it's a nice feeling, a little nostalgia too, but
Yeah,
yeah, I was pretty productive, and the editors are really great these days. So like I was getting my IntelliSense and everything. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah,
nice, nice, nice.
cool, cool. So we're getting close to time here. I know we're getting close to the end of the year, but is there any other things you got on the go for this year or starting in 2023 in terms of like events or talks you're giving or streaming or anything that you want to drop or shamelessly plug or
So I can say that I am working on a actions course for Egghead
oh
that I
cool.
should be finished up by the end of the year. It's going to be an introduction to Auth0 Actions, and we're going to go through the different flows and kind of like the different things you can do with actions, like catching tokens or the redirects and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
I'm really really excited about that. I've been working really close with the actions team to make sure we get a comprehensive course that can really get people up to speed with action. So I can't wait to
Okay.
talk to like drop that and get the egghead art and all that type of stuff. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, next year I plan on doing a lot of talks. I got a few accepted already that I can't say out loud because they haven't announced it yet. But there's a couple talks that I am giving. I plan to do at least 4 or 5 next year, talking about
Okay.
WebAuthn and how we can implement that in the browser to get rid of passwords and something I'm also looking very, very deeply into is verifiable credentials, which
Okay.
is basically like the easiest way for me to say it because I haven't dug super deep into it, but the easiest way for people to I think to understand it is basically digital versions of um, physical identity. So like passports, driver
Okay.
licenses, school IDs, but more than just like keeping
Okay.
it in your Apple Wallet. It's like you can, use them anywhere, right? And have them be verified. So
Okay.
yeah,
Good.
that's what I'm looking into, and I plan on at some point talking about verifiable credentials as well. So those are the things that
Okay.
I'm mainly working on these days.
That no, that's super cool. I'm the kind of person that like I hate owning a wallet, like a physical wallet. And so like what one of the nice things about the Apple Watch, I mean the phone does it too, but like tapping for pay and stuff, but like I would
Hmm.
totally be like, yeah, here's my passport, tap, or like it's I mean I I guess it's a potentially touchy subject, I guess, in the sense that it's all your identity and like it's online, and like obviously things
Hmm.
are secure, but it just happens sometime. At some point, it's kind of inevitable. Some part of your identity will get leaked. But I don't mean Okta. That's not what I mean. But it just happens. Like people have
Yeah.
your user information stored, and I don't know. You hear about leaks every now and then. So it's like and like even like medical information, I know there's different like practices around it and stuff. Like if you were to store like I don't know, you're like we have like a health card here for the public system, but you know having said all that, I would still be gung-ho for like just like I definitely don't want a tattoo or some kind of bio implant, but like
Yeah,
if I can
yeah,
have if I can have some kind of thing where it's like I don't need a wallet at all, it's like you take my money.
yeah. It's kind of strange. It's really strange, just like how everything has came to our phones. Like it is like I don't know how old you are, but I'm like 36. So the first half of my life, the internet really wasn't a thing. And
Yeah.
then cell phones really wasn't popular until I was like in my 20s, like, to where like everybody had one. And, we started putting music and stuff and cameras and GPS and like literally everything eventually got added to our phone. So it's just kind of crazy. Like now, your ID is going to be on your phone.
Yeah.
Um, but looking at things like how the public key cryptography and I don't know what verifiable credentials use. I have to that's why I want to look
Mhm.
more into it so I can talk about it. Um, but at least with things like that, where like you have a public key and a private key that really isn't it's available in one place. At least
Yeah.
makes a little bit say or more work for someone to try to get to it. So that makes you feel a little
Oh
bit
yeah.
better.
Yeah, for sure. Like even like with the YubiKey here, like if somebody were to try and log in with my Okta, like they somehow got my actual password, however they could, which I don't think they could, but even if they did for some reason, they would need that physical key, which would mean they would have to break into my house, come into my basement, steal the
Yeah,
key, and
exactly.
do it in an amount of time where like they've actually tried to log in. It's not like they're gonna have like days to go get the key. It's like it'll expire and stuff. So but yeah, it's definitely a lot better. And like you said, like uh, I don't know, I think a lot of things are, it's like it's always possible at some point that somebody could grab your stuff, but like you said, putting things in place to like make it so difficult that it's maybe if a research paper says it's possible, but that research paper doesn't say that that guy broke into your house and took your UB key kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, cool, cool. I see. Anthony's going pretty wild with the donut on the screen there. I have a
Yeah, I'm
feeling
about to
he's gonna
say,
try
what's
and
up
stick
with
it
the
on his.
donut? I was just about to
I have
ask
a
that.
I have a few icons here that it's when I first started putting more time into my stream, I just added some things, and they're silly things. You can just move around the emojis. Yeah, I see Will's trying to pick up the poop. But yeah, no, it's just silly stuff I've added. Like I have like my alpaca there, and so like I can click and hide it, and it changes hats and stuff. And I don't know if it'll show up with the one my favorite. Okay, he's drinking something right now, but I have one where he's got like a goblin mask on. So it's just me being silly with my stream stuff. But yeah, anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
your coworker Jess is saying YubiKeys are awesome. Yeah, it's I think the only thing about the YubiKey that tripped me up initially is because I have an iPhone and the iPhone still has a Lightning and the YubiKey I got has a
Mm,
USB-C. And so I'm like, how the heck do I like plug it in? And I didn't realize it had NFC, so like you could tap on your iPhone at the top there. It just kind of threw me off initially because you can get YubiKeys that have
I didn't even
Lightning
know
and
that. I learned
USB-C.
something new today.
Yeah, because like I no joke, I think I spent like an hour or two. I'm like, how am I gonna connect this in? I was on Amazon. I'm like, can I buy a USB C to Lightning connector and stuff? And then somebody at work's like, oh, you can just tap it, and so you can use it both ways. Like you can plug it into your computer or wherever you have a USB C port, and then you can use your fingerprint and stuff. But yeah, that was to me too. I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense, but it wasn't obvious, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
cool, cool,
And
cool.
Anthony,
Well,
he asked about the sign in with Ethereum, and
okay, yeah.
man, I've been so I have played around with it. The integration, it works well, but after all the crypto stuff this year, I spent too much time crying, so I don't even know how to get into my wallet anymore. So that's why you haven't seen anything from me from that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. No, I didn't realize there was support for it. Oh yeah, I've definitely read that in the news about the FTX stuff. That's like apparently the Texas is trying to put him on trial. I forget the guy's name, Sam something.
Yeah,
But
SBF.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know you're notorious when you're just being referred to by acronym. Cool, cool. What was I gonna say? Yeah, we're almost at time here, Will. So I'm gonna drop some links to where folks can follow you. So your Twitter for sure. I got your YouTube channel. Is there? I dropped it before, but I'll drop it again. There's your. I've just got your profile for Egghead too, because like you were saying, you're gonna be dropping some stuff for Auth0 Actions in the new year. So
Yep, yep.
definitely definitely check that stuff out. I don't know. I have an Egghead subscription. I've got like a good rate because I bought it like years ago and I've been renewing it. But I don't know if they
Hmm.
still is there a sale on for the subscription still, or was that over with Black Friday? I can't remember. Uh,
Uh, I don't know, but I can check real quick. Do, 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 do. Yeah, they're still having a 40% off sale.
okay, yeah. So yeah, folks, if one if you can afford it, it's definitely worth it. Or if you have an education stipend at work, use it. I've been a fan of Egghead for a long time, and lots of great resources in there, including Will stuff. So definitely check that out. Um, cool. Well, I guess it's a good place to kind of wrap things up. Anything else you want to say before we kind of head off and Anthony puts a donut on my face?
No, I just want to say number one, thanks for having me. It's really good to be able to have these platforms to be able to chat with developers and learn new things. Like you may have learned about actions, but I learned that you can tap your YubiKey on your iPhone. Literally did not know that. So I'm just glad that these opportunities exist. So thank you, Al Gore, for creating the internet. Um, and so if anyone had any questions about, Auth0 Actions, things that they, use cases that you want to know about, feel free to hit me up. Or if you want to know about just, authentication and authorization in general, please free to hit me up. I'm sure you can hit up Jess too, my teammate there, and we'll be happy to answer any questions for you. So just again,
Cool, cool.
appreciate this opportunity. Look forward to, you know, maybe meeting in real life.
Yeah, 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 no, for sure, for sure. Definitely got to get that on off the bucket list. All right, I've got requests to eat this donut, so all right. So I did that. I'm just gonna drop the schedule for the stream. Uh, I've got a couple double streams in the next few weeks. So this Friday I've got Emmett Naughton joining me. Uh, he's got a
Nice.
great story. Went from working in the ER to becoming a dev. So we're gonna be talking about all that. Emmett's looking for work at the moment, so we're gonna be talking about the job search and all that stuff. So definitely check that out on Friday. And we got a few other great folks coming up. Jessica Wilkins is gonna be coming on, talking about coming from music all the way to being a dev, doing stuff at Free Code Camp, just lots of great stuff. I feel like I'm missing. Oh, and I got Ben Holmes from Astro coming on next week too. So we're gonna be all kinds of stuff going on. So yeah, so check that out. And yeah, we'll see y'all next week, and we'll close it off with me taking another bite of this donut, I guess.